And even legislation.
Don't tell me what I need to do.
Right, well, don't tell me that I need to give my details when I know that I don't.
An auditor is filming a council building from public land. Nothing suspicious. Then a civic enforcement officer approaches and immediately demands details. Watch how this starts. "Can I take your details?" The auditor politely asks why. The officer's answer? Duty of care to the general public. That's not a legal grounds. That's a script, and it falls apart instantly. But when the officer realizes they have no power, things escalate fast. Thanks to Forced Awakenings for letting us cover and break down this police audit. Make sure to subscribe to his channel and like his videos. His link is in the description below.
No, not at all, thanks.
I'm just wondering what you're doing.
I'm just explaining to one of the Civic Enforcement Officers I'm filming.
What are you filming?
Anything I can see from public.
Right, and is there a reason behind that?
It's for a story.
Right, okay, can I take your details, please?
What would you like my details for?
Because obviously in the interests of public safety and everything like that, when somebody is out filming and having a look around public buildings,
right,
we have a duty of care,
right,
to check you out.
What, a duty of care to whom?
To the general public.
I'm part of the general public?
Yes.
I don't have to give you my details then?
Right, I can just get other people.
Well, other people, I'm still not obliged to give you my details.
I'm asking because
I'm
at the
refusing.
moment, I don't know whether you are committing any criminal offences in this area.
I'm certainly not.
This gentleman is out filming and is pointing up, looking at all the cameras, and obviously in light of...
Identify the cameras up there?
In light of...
I'm not filming that.
We don't know who you are. That's not reasonable suspicion. That's curiosity dressed as concern. The auditor calmly explains, filming anything visible from public space is perfectly legal. The officer then asks him to move. No section of law, no grounds, just please leave. This matters because police and council staff cannot displace you based on discomfort. The legal threshold isn't, I feel uneasy. It's imminent harm or a specific power, which they don't have.
I'm filming up there. I was filming up there when this lady approached.
What's the issue? Like?
There isn't an issue.
I'm just wondering why he's filming public buildings.
Yeah, why?
Well, I'm perfectly entitled to film anything I can. Hang on, wait a minute. I'm perfectly entitled to film anything I can see from a public place, including council buildings that are owned by the public.
Okay, we have concerns about public safety.
And your concerns are?
We don't know who you are.
That's
and what
not a concern.
Links it is.
It isn't.
In the day and age that we are in.
Are you accusing me of being a terrorist?
I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but
do you have reasonable suspicion to believe that I'm up to anything other than?
I don't know what you're up to.
Go on to Google filming in public. And even legislation.
Don't tell me what I need to do.
Right. Well, don't tell me that I need to give my details when I know that I don't.
I'd like you to move away from this area, please. Otherwise,
you need a section 60. You need to remove somebody from an area without probable cause. You need a section 60.
Well, I'm concerned for public safety and what you are doing in this area.
Well, I've told you what I'm doing in this area.
Well, you need to move away from here now.
Right.
Please.
Well, I'll move to the other side of the road. If that's all right.
You've obviously got nothing else better to do with your time, have you?
Well, that's not your concern. What I do with my time is nobody's concern but mine.
Fair enough.
Okay. Can I ask you to identify yourself? You haven't got any numbers on your epaulets?
1000.
1000. And name?
Sarah Bainbridge.
And yours?
2629. You're also on body cam.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now, watch the officer invent authority. I'm concerned for public safety. Concern isn't a power. The auditor asks for a section of law to justify moving him. Silence. Then the officer tries a new approach, demanding ID. The auditor refuses, correctly. No offense suspected, no detention. No Section 50 Police Reform Act powers here. This is exactly where untrained officers trip themselves up. They want control, but can't name the law. And that's not policing. That's pretending.
And you're based here?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, I'm based out of Darlington.
Right, okay, excellent. Hello there.
Oh yeah, you're all
Hello.
right.
This gentleman is filming. He's now refusing to give any details, and
I'm not obliged to.
I can't understand why he's out filming buildings, council buildings, refusing to give any details in light of the incidents that we're having around the area at the moment.
And those incidents, whatever they may be, no concern of mine, nothing to do with me.
But I don't know who you are, and I can't check you out.
Well, you don't need to.
Yes, I do, because I have a duty of care to the public.
I'll tell you what it is, mate. It's anti-terrorism.
There's no terrorist threat at the moment.
But I don't know who you are.
What do you mean there's no terrorist threat? At the moment, we're still on high.
There's no terrorist threat at the moment, and nor has there been over the past 5 years towards any public buildings.
That's a lie, because there was one yesterday, actually.
Was there? Well, I wasn't aware of that.
Well,
where was
there
that?
you go.
So where was that?
We don't know.
So here.
Yes, it was actually.
Right.
Yeah,
And there's one to the council officers as well.
Right. In Darlington.
By an unknown male.
Right.
There was a bomb hoax yesterday.
Was there?
At 11 o'clock yesterday morning.
Right.
By an unknown male at one of the council buildings for us that could possibly be you.
Right. Well, that's nothing to do with me. No concern of mine.
How do we know that?
Well,
It's just
were
my
they
details.
stood outside with a mobile phone?
Look, we're not getting into this.
Well-
I am now asking you to leave the area because I feel that you...
On what grounds?
because you are alarming the public.
No. Which section of the law? You give me the section of the law, I'll quite happily move.
You just need...
Beg your pardon? I'm just a...
I never said one word.
You liar. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm not going to talk to anybody.
That's all right, because we're filming you as well.
That's fine. It's public.
Just stand here
It's perfectly
until you
okay.
move out of the
It's
way.
okay, perfectly okay to film in public, which is what I was explaining to your colleague.
Right.
I'll just stand here.
You can stand there as long as you want.
The officer claims he can't understand why someone films council buildings. That's not a legal problem. That's a training problem. The auditor holds firm. No grounds, no detention, no duty to identify. Then the officer mentions prevent a breach of the peace, a last resort often misused. But there's no imminent violence, no threatened harm. The auditor knows this. Watch how he doesn't flinch. That's what lawful confidence looks like. Will the officer finally back down? Not even close.
So apparently there was a bomb hoax yesterday in Darlington. I didn't see anything in the media. However, it might just have been overlooked. The architecture on those buildings is quite similar to those ones. And that's 1903. It doesn't say on the front of this building when this was built. But the architecture, like I say, is quite similar. I know it used to be a school, and been stalked by an officer.
You gave me your details and I could
Right, so
be happy that there is nothing
my details
untoward.
won't give you any other information.
I would like to check you out so that I am happy that I can leave you unattended on the side of the road.
You've got no actual reason other than curiosity as to why I'm filming to be stood here
I want
asking.
to know who you are to make sure.
I don't have to identify myself, and you're well aware of that. I know the law just as much
very
as you.
shortly, I will to prevent a breach of the peace.
You can't prevent a breach of the peace if none was going to take place. I'm not breaching anybody's peace.
I have colleagues and members of the council staff who are very concerned about why you were out here filming in light of the incidents yesterday.
Filming a story. I'm not filming in light of those incidents.
Well,
those incidents weren't even known to me until you made them aware.
Prove or negate either way, all I want is your details to make sure.
Now the officer says colleagues are consulting senior officers to arrange a voluntary search. There's no such power. A voluntary search means you can walk away. The auditor could leave. But instead, the officer says you're not going anywhere, which is false imprisonment under common law. No detention without lawful grounds. That single sentence is a sackable error on body cam. The auditor spots it immediately. And this is where the officer's credibility completely collapses on tape.
That no members of the public are a threat
They're
by
not.
you. Well,
My details wouldn't give you any more information about that.
people tell me every day
Well,
how good they are.
I'm not saying I'm not saying.
threat.
Hang on, I'm not saying I'm good. What I'm saying, I'm not denying either way.
Everybody says all the time with interactions with the police, it wasn't me.
That's because
I'm no threat.
That's because your interaction, instead of accepting what I'm doing is perfectly legal, is to cite laws that don't exist. Say that
cited a law that doesn't
you
exist.
told me that you were going to move me. You can't move me without that section, without the powers under a section.
I have reasonable grounds to believe you.
If you're asking me to move,
Yes.
right, and you can state me a section of the law, I'll move quite happily. That's a perfectly reasonable request.
It's fine because we've got supervision
do you
coming in.
understand what the current levels of threat at the moment?
Right, if there has
You know
been,
what evident means? I'm sure you do. You seem like an intelligent
if there
person.
has been a threat yesterday of some sort, then yes, I can understand.
Right. So
But
now you understand.
but I wasn't aware of that until you told me.
Right.
And
So now that's why we need your details.
well, you don't need my details.
Yes, we do.
So do you have the details whoever it was who you spoke to yesterday?
You know what's going to happen, right? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to end up getting arrested.
For what?
Right? Listen,
For
we're
what?
speaking to a supervision at the moment, okay? Based on the current threat levels and the incident that happened
now
yesterday,
we'll get an
that
order out.
ended up getting seized, okay, under the terrorism laws, okay?
Your body cameras will also be made public knowledge to me, and I'll use them.
That's fine. I want to know.
I just
we wanna
can't
know
see
who
why
you
you're
are.
being
Well,
so obstructive.
I'm not being obstructive at all.
You are being
I'm
Well,
not
you are.
obliged. No, there's no obstruction because I'm not obliged by law to give you
Well, that's fine,
unless
you
you
can fight that in court then.
unless you
Yeah.
reasonably assume that I don't need to because it wouldn't go to court.
Well, you're being
You'd be looking
obstructive.
at a lawsuit.
You're being obstructive. I don't care.
I'm not being obstructive at all.
care.
Refusing to give my details when being asked is not an
Listen,
obstruction.
You've asked for our details, okay?
Because I'm as a member of the public,
Yeah.
and you've been civil servant, you are legally obliged to give me those details upon request.
You've obviously got nothing else better to do.
Well, but that's my concern, not yours.
Sitting there reviewing Google, do you know what I mean, and getting yourself up to speed on local current laws and stuff. No, that's fine, right? But we're going to be the one that's going to end up in a sticky situation.
Intimidation and threats from the local police.
Until I feel that you do not pose a risk to the general public, I will remain with you here.
If I was stood on the other side of the road without a camera, you wouldn't have approached me. It's purely because I'm filming. Filming is a perfectly legal activity.
Because we don't know why you are filming.
But I've told you why I'm filming, for a story.
A story for what?
For YouTube, for my blog.
Right, so who are you? If
I
you-
don't have to identify myself. And you're well aware of the law regarding identification, stop and search powers and procedures.
It's fine. At the moment, my colleagues are on to senior officers so that we can have a power of stop and search.
The officer threatens to follow him. The auditor calls it what it is: harassment. Under the Protection from Harassment Act 1997, a course of conduct causing alarm or distress is unlawful. Filming isn't a trigger. Following someone without grounds is. The officer never finds a legal reason. No terrorism link, no suspicion of crime, just ego and embarrassment. This footage is a textbook example of authority confused with legality. What would you do if officers invented powers to stop you?